Strengthening Faith 28. In a narration found in Jami' at-Tirmizi, number 2618, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, warned that the difference between belief and disbelief is abandoning the obligatory prayers. In this day and age, this has become far too common. Many give up their obligatory prayers for trivial reasons, all of which are undoubtedly rejected. If the obligation of the prayer has not been removed for the one who is engaging in battle, how can it be removed from anyone else? Chapter 4 An-Nisa, verse 102.
And when you, i.e., the commander of an army, are among them and lead them in prayer, let a group of them stand in prayer with you and let them carry their arms. And when they have prostrated, let them be in position behind you, and have the other group come forward which has not yet prayed, and let them pray with you, taking precaution and carrying their arms.
Neither is the traveler or the sick exempt from offering their obligatory prayers. The traveler has been advised to reduce the amount of cycles in some of the obligatory prayers, in order to reduce the burden for them, but they have not been exempt from offering them. Chapter 4 An-Nisa, verse 101.
And when you travel throughout the land, there is no blame upon you for shortening the prayer.
The sick have been advised to perform dry ablution if contact with water will harm them. Chapter 5 Al-Ma'idah, verse 6.
But if you are ill or on a journey, or one of you comes from the place of relieving himself, or you have contacted women and do not find water, then seek clean earth and wipe over your faces and hands with it.
In addition, the sick can perform the obligatory prayer in a way which is easier for them. Meaning, if they cannot stand, they are allowed to sit, and if they cannot sit, they can lay down and offer the obligatory prayer. This is confirmed in a narration found in Jami' at-Tirmizi, number 372. But again, no complete exemption is granted to the sick unless one is mentally ill, which prevents them from comprehending the obligation of the prayer. The other major issue is that some Muslims delay their obligatory prayers and offer them beyond their correct times. This clearly contradicts the Holy Quran, as the believers have been described as those who offer their obligatory prayers on time. Chapter 4 An-Nisa, verse 103.
Indeed, prayer has been decreed upon the believers a decree of specified times.
Many believe that the following verse of the Holy Quran refers to those who unnecessarily delay their obligatory prayers. This has been discussed in Tafsir Ibn Kathir, Volume 10, pages 603 to 604. Chapter 107 Al-Ma'an, verses 4 to 5.
So woe to those who pray, but who are heedless of their prayer.
Here Allah, the Exalted, has clearly cursed those who have adopted this evil trait. How can one find success in this world or the next, if they have been removed from the mercy of Allah, the Exalted? The Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, declared in a narration found in Sunan an-Nasai, number 512, that delaying one's obligatory prayers unnecessarily is a sign of hypocrisy. The Holy Quran has made it clear that one of the main reasons people will enter hell is failing to establish the obligatory prayers. Chapter 74 Al-Mudaththir, verses 42 to 43.
And asking them, what put you into Sakar? They will say, we were not of those who prayed.
Abandoning the obligatory prayers is such a serious sin that the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, declared in a narration found in Jami' at-Tirmizi, number 2621, that whoever commits this sin has disbelieved in Islam. In addition, no other good deed will benefit a Muslim until their obligatory prayers are not established. A narration found in Sahih Bukhari, number 553, clearly warns that one's good deeds are destroyed if they miss the afternoon obligatory prayer. If this is the case for abandoning one obligatory prayer, can one imagine the penalty of abandoning them all? Observing the obligatory prayers at their correct times has been advised to be one of the most beloved deeds to Allah, the Exalted, in a narration found in Sahih Muslim, number 252. From this one can determine that delaying the obligatory prayers beyond their time or completely missing them is one of the most hated deeds by Allah, the Exalted. It is an important duty for all elders to encourage the children under their care to offer the obligatory prayers from a young age, so that they establish them before it becomes legally binding on them. Those adults that delay this and wait until their children are older have failed in this extremely important duty. The children who were only encouraged to offer the obligatory prayers when it became obligatory on them, very rarely established them quickly. In most cases, it takes years for them to fulfill this important duty correctly. And the blame falls on the elders of the family, especially the parents. This is why the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, has advised in a narration found in Sunan Abu Dawud, number 495, that families most encourage their children to offer the obligatory prayers when they turn 7 years old. Another major issue many Muslims face is that they may offer the obligatory prayers but fail to do so correctly. For example, many do not complete the stages of the prayer correctly and instead rush through it. In fact, a narration found in Sahih Bukhari, number 757, clearly warns that the one who prays like this has not prayed at all. Meaning, they are not recorded as a person who offered their prayer, and therefore their obligation has not been fulfilled. A narration found in Jami'a, number 265, clearly warns that the prayer of the one who does not settle in each position of the prayer is not accepted. The Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, described the one who does not bow or prostrate correctly in the prayer as the worst thief. This has been warned in a narration found in Muwatta Malik, book number 9, narration number 75. Unfortunately, many Muslims who have spent decades offering their obligatory and many voluntary prayers like this, will find that none of them have counted, and thus they will be treated as one who did not fulfill their obligation. This is confirmed in a narration found in Sunan and Nasai, number 1313. The Holy Quran indicates the importance of offering the obligatory prayers with congregation, usually at a mosque. Chapter 2 Al-Baqarah, verse 43.
And bow with those who bow in worship and obedience.
In fact, due to this verse and narrations of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, some reliable scholars have declared this obligatory on Muslim men. For example, one narration found in Sunan Abu Dawud, number 550, clearly warns that the Muslims who would not offer their obligatory prayers with congregation at the mosque were considered hypocrites by the companions, may Allah be pleased with them. In fact, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, even threatened to burn the houses of the men who failed to perform their obligatory prayers at the mosque with congregation without a valid excuse. This is confirmed in a narration found in Sahih Muslim, number 1482. Those Muslims who are in a position to perform this important deed should do so. They should not fool themselves into claiming they are performing other righteous deeds, such as helping their family with house chores. Even though this is a tradition of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, according to a narration found in Sahih Bukhari, number 676, but it is important not to rearrange the importance of his traditions according to one's desires. Whoever does this is not following his traditions, they are only following their own desires, even if they are performing a righteous deed. In fact, this same narration concludes by advising that when it was time for the obligatory prayer, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, would leave for the mosque. Finally, as warned by the main narration, the one who persists on abandoning the obligatory prayers may well find that they leave this world without their faith. In fact, they may well lose it during their life without even realizing it. One must never fool themselves into thinking it is acceptable to fail to support their verbal claim to faith with actions, such as the obligatory prayers. One must bear in mind that the very definition of Muslim is the one who has practically and internally submitted themselves to Allah, the Exalted. Therefore, there is no such thing as being a Muslim who does not practice Islam, as this attitude contradicts the definition of a Muslim. If a person does not fulfill the definition of a Muslim, how can they consider themselves as one?